Hello students, welcome to our part 3 of PLC programming, PLC and SCADA lecture. In the previous two videos we have discussed in detail about PLC structure, PLC block diagram, its applications and some examples, right? So in this video we will discuss more about PLC programming. Okay, so what about why the programming is so important? So the reason behind its importance is that without program the PLC can't work. Okay, so we have to program that PLC so that it can be executed easily by the PLC. PLC is what is PLC? It is a programmable logic controller. In the previous two videos we have seen that. Okay, so for implementing PLC we have to understand its design and some concepts depending upon our uses, right? To do this we actually have to know some specifications of PLC programming. What are the specifications? So actually there are many instructions used in the PLC. Okay, so a PLC program consists of set of instructions. Okay, there are set of instructions either in textual or graphical form. Okay, the instructions are set in textual and graphical form. Okay, which represents the logic that governs the process of PLC is controlling. Okay, means the instructions are set in graphical manner and a textual manner. Okay, so we have to use these instructions with logic so that the PLC can be used for controlling. So there are two main classifications of PLC programming language, which is further subdivided. Okay, so the first is the textual language. In the textual language, first one is the instruction list, right? With the help of instruction, structured text are there. Okay, the second one is the graphical form. In that graphical form, the ladder diagram, that is ladder logic. With the help of ladder logic we can program the PLC. Functional block diagram, FBD. Okay, free body function block diagram. And the third one is the sequential function chart. Okay, with these methods we can program any PLC. Due to the simple and convenient feature, graphical representation is much preferred to textual language. Okay, we have to understand easily, and also with this simple language, we can program the PLC so that the user can understand the controlling process easily. So in that case we use a graphical representation. Okay, so what is ladder logic? Okay, in the previous videos also I have discussed in one part, right, that ladder diagrams are used to program a PLC. Mostly it is the basic ladder diagram. So first is the ladder logic. With the help of ladder logic we prepare a ladder diagram. Ladder logic is the simplest form of PLC programming, right? It is the simplest form of PLC programming. It is also known as a relay logic. With the help of logic, okay, PLC is that only, programmable logic controller, the logic controller. Okay, the relay contact used in a relay controlled system. Okay, the relay's contacts are used for controlling the system are represented by ladder logic. Okay, the contactors of the relay which we will be using in our PLC for controlling, the contacts are represented by the relay logic. Okay, so there is a simple diagram, ladder diagram. Okay, there are actually two lines, right? A positive rail and a negative rail, two horizontal lines, the left side and the right side. See, okay, and the horizontal line, two horizontal lines are there. Okay, so that horizontal line is called as rung, RUNG, rung 1 and rung 0, right? Basically it starts from 0, rung 0 is there. Then while programming it will start in the step by step manner. Okay, from rung 1 it will implement okay, then it will execute, then again rung 1 will be executed, 0 1, right? So it is a very basic diagram. There is a push button on the left side where we will give the input, right? And on the right there is a output will be anything. So in this example it is given a lamp, okay. So on the left side it is input and on the right end it is a lamp. So when we push the button, okay, push button switch is there, which is represented in the shown manner, okay. So if we push the button, right, if we press the button, then the bulb should glow. If it is not glowing, then there is some error, right? So if we push the button, the lamp will glow, the rung will be on. In the programming we will see in green manner, okay. Then similarly there is like on rung 1, if we push button second, then lamp will glow, okay. So this is a very simple ladder logic diagram. So in the above mentioned example, as I have discussed, two push buttons are used to control the same lamp load, okay. The same lamp load is connected, okay. If we connect one only, then we have to just connect these two push buttons in parallel manner. When any one of the switch is closed, okay, if any of the switch is closed, okay, the lamp will glow, okay. If we push any of the two buttons, then lamp will glow. The two horizontal lines are called rungs and the two vertical lines are called rails. Every rung forms an electrical connectivity between positive rail and a negative rail. The left one is the positive rail and the right one is the negative rail. Every rung forms an electrical connectivity between positive rail and negative. This allows the current to flow between input and output device, right? As I have discussed, left one is the input side and the right one is the output side. So if you push the button, then the circuit will close, right? The circuit will close and the current starts to flow and it will glow the lamp. Now we will discuss the functional block diagram, okay. Functional block diagram is a simple and a graphical method, okay. It is a simple and a graphical method. Remember this, it is a graphical method to program multiple functions in PLC, okay. For programming purpose, functional block diagrams are used. PLC open as described using FBD in a standard IEC, right? Forget this. A function block diagram is a program instruction unit that, when executed, yields one or more output values. Okay, when this functional block diagram is executed, means it is run. When it runs in the run mode, okay, when we starts run, then it will execute. It will display the output in one or two or more values. It is represented by a block as shown in the figure, okay. So this is the figure, input, function and output. It is represented in a rectangular block with the input entering on the left and output lines leaving on the right, okay. From the diagram, the inputs are entering with the block a function and the output is leaving. It gives a relationship between the state of input and the output, okay. So the function gives the relation between the input and the output. That's why it is called a functional block diagram. The advantage of using this functional block diagram is that any number of inputs, okay, any number of inputs and outputs can be used as a functional block, okay. So any number of inputs can be given and any number of outputs can be taken. When using multiple input, when we are using many inputs, 1 2 3 4 5, multiple inputs and output, you can connect the output of one block diagram to the another, okay. If we are connecting many input, okay, then we can connect, see in the figure that two input blocks are there, then output of the other blocks is also connected as input to the another block, right. So from this figure we will clear the concept, right. Many inputs and one output is there, then if we can use separate inputs, many separate inputs, and the output of the another input output module is connected to the as an input to the another block, okay. So there are many blocks, right, see here, okay. It is an AND function. AND function is for multiplication purpose, right. Input A, B, C, R is taken and is denoted by this and output is taken, right? This is the diagram. Okay, pulse diagram. Input A is given like this, input B is, input C is shown like this, and the output we will get the combination of these three. Then AND function is there, right? So we have to multiply this. A and B is taken thus, right? If A and B are the input, then output will be A pulse is shown like this, B's pulse is shown like this, and the output OR function, right? 1 or 0, positive or negative. Input A and B is given, output is taken. These are the pulses. Okay, NAND function is there, right? So these are some functional block programming. Okay, the figure below shows a ladder diagram. Okay, so now we will look the ladder diagram and its functional block diagram. Okay, and similar side by side its functional block diagram, how these two programming techniques looks like. Okay, ladder of the functional block diagram. Okay, so this one is the ladder logic diagram. Input A and B, this can be any push button or any kind of input. A and B are connected and the output is taken as this, right? So this is the ladder logic diagram, and this is the FBD diagram, right? Input A and B is given, the output is taken as ladder to functional block diagram, right? So this is the ladder to function conversion. So these are the value or number given to it. Means we can name this this push button. It is normally open, normally closed, NC. Okay, the second one is 0.I. 0.0 is I is for input, 0.0 is the initial first value, first value of that push button. Second one is the I 0.1, that is the input of 0.1, that is the NC. It is normally closed, right? If we push that button, then it will open. Okay, and the output is generated by Q 2.0. Then this is converted to for FBD functional block diagram. Input I 0.0, I 0.1, and it is AND function is used. So Q output is taken as Q 2.0. Now the third programming we have discussed so far, PLC ladder logic diagram. Okay, FBD functional block diagram. Now is the structured text programming. Okay, structured text programming is a textual programming. It is a textual programming language that utilizes statements to determine what to execute. Okay, so it depends on it utilizes the statements. Means what are the statements we are giving to the program in programming, in a programming, that it will execute. Okay, it depends on the statement given to it. It follows more conventional programming protocol, but it is not a case sensitive. Okay, so it is not a case sensitive. Second point, it utilizes statements to determine. Okay, second one is it is a case sensitive programming. Case sensitive means if I am writing my name, okay, in a fully capital letter, right, PRAVIN, in capital letter, and I am writing my name again in small letters, small PRAVIN, right, capital and small. So there will be no error will be occur, because it is not a case sensitive. Not a case sensitive means it will accept both the capital and small letter. If it is a case sensitive, then these two these capital and small letters can't be equalized, because they are totally different. Okay, so structured text programming is not a case sensitive, so you can use both. A series of statement logic is constituted. Okay, a series of statement logic is used in a series manner. Okay, how the program should run in a series manner. is constituted for expressing assignment. Okay, for expressing the assignment, any kind of assignment is there. If have to use any control technique, then we have to use the logics in a statement and in a statement manner, but in a series. Okay, so structured text. Which are the structure text? See the text. First one is this function, right? We are if we are using this function block, function second operator, then we use this kind of. And third one is this negate, not, right? Plus, minus, abstract, less than or equal, greater than or equal. Okay, and XOR or. Okay, these are some basic of the programming. So far we have discussed 3 points, right? 3 programming techniques. Why actually the programming is used. Okay, the first is means textual language, the graphical form, right? In graphical form we have discussed ladder diagram. Okay, ladder diagram. Then FBD is there. Okay, the sequential functional chart is there. So the sequential functional chart we will discuss in the future videos, right? So instruction list, we have seen structured text are there. Okay, so the most importantly and widely used programming language is ladder logic. So it is the basic and most attractive diagram representation of any PLC program. Okay, so ladder logic we have seen. Functional block diagram. Okay, so it is used with the function, right? Means function is the input and output as a function. Okay, these are the function block diagram. Okay, 2 inputs are taken and the second input is taken as a input for the another input. Okay, and function is there, or function is there, and function is there. So these are the logic diagrams, right? And when we have compared both the ladder logic and the FBD together, okay, how they represent actually. So this is the basic diagram, right? And in this is the first one is I.0.0 is the normally open, because there is no contact in between. Normally NO, it is represented by NO. Second one is I.0.1 is NC, it is normally closed, it is already closed. When we push this button, then it will open, and output is denoted by this. Okay, then we have seen the structured text programming, in which the text with the logics are arranged in series in a statement manner. Okay, so this kind of text is used. So I think we have covered some basics of PLC programming, which type of PLC programming are used basically. So I hope you like the videos. If you like the video, kindly inform me. Okay, now we will see some other parts also of PLC with some examples also in our next video. So thank you for watching the video. Bye.